Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hi there, my name is JoJo. Thank you so much for stopping by today. This is a video that I have been waiting for. I did my first ever quarterly debt and net worth assessment the end of June. That was my first ever video. And it has now been 3 months since I've been on YouTube, since I started this channel. And I gotta tell you guys, it's really exciting to now have come to this point, coming back, doing a second quarterly debt and net worth assessment, and being able to share it with you all, because this community is so amazing, and I've really appreciated your guys' support because of debt freedom journeys are not easy. It's it's so hard to see that cash flow that we're throwing at our debt each month and just see it all going towards debt. There are so many other things that I'd want to be doing with it. But I feel like coming back, seeing our progress with this quarterly debt and net worth assessment on these sheets and being able to share that with you all is really going to make it all worth it. Let's start from the beginning. For those of you who are new, I have my June, which y'all, look at my handwriting. Look at the difference in my handwriting. I've been working on it. When I wrapped up my video, my first ever video, the end of June, these were the numbers we were looking at. And it's just crazy to see all of the debts that we'd had. So our starting, these were all of our debts we started with in February when we first started this journey. And these were the balances that we started with in February over here in this previous balance section. And then the progress that we'd made between February and June was $32,026.43 paid off. Now that came from, of course, our budgeting, using our cash flow to pay off our debt focus. We've been using we started with a combination of a debt avalanche, a debt tsunami, and a debt snowball method. I feel like debt snowball, most everyone knows about the debt snowball. That's from Dave Ramsey, and debt avalanche is pretty common, but there's also the debt tsunami that is more where you choose to pay off debts because of the emotional impact that they have on you. And I felt like that because the financial psychology is such a, it plays such a huge role, right? Especially when you're talking about debt. So that really helped us out. And now we've switched over to this velocity banking strategy, which I do have a series that I'm kind of walking you guys through, but I'll link all of these videos, my velocity banking videos and everything in the description box below. But that $32,000 that we paid off in June, that came from vacation refunds. I had a settlement check from a lawsuit I'd filed back in 2009, back in 2009, and I got a check in the mail, and it was, I've been scammed, and the scam artist lived in London. So it was this whole Nancy Drew situation, but I'd gotten a refund check from that. We'd gotten the stimulus check, of course, tax money, and I just threw it all at debt. And that's how we made this huge progress. But right now, we've just been using our budget and our cash flow. So I'm really excited to see what we've been able to do by just using the money that we have day to day, no extra money except for side hustles and things like that. And then net worth. This is something I'm really happy that we started doing. I feel like just knowing these numbers, it has already shifted our mindset and allowed us to make these bigger goals that are further, like more years ahead with our money. So for those of you who aren't familiar with net worth, You essentially take all of your assets, which I've included our home, our cars, motorhome. We have a timeshare, our investments, which includes 529 Roth IRA and 401k accounts, and then whatever is in our bank accounts, savings accounts, checking, whatever is like liquid money that we could cash out and have in hand as well. And then all of our liabilities, which that included our home as well. So our net worth the end of June was $196,383.39. I'm gonna get you switched over to a different screen where we have these side by side, or I can write down on my September sheet and we can start crunching the numbers. Okay everyone, so here we are at a brand new sheet. I have made some modifications just as our debt repayment methods have changed going along on this journey. But here you can see the debts that we started with when we ended, the debts we ended with in the month of June. So let's plug in and see where are we now. When I first went to prepare for this video back in June, it was so hard to figure out the numbers. I didn't even have access to some of the accounts. It was a mess, you guys. So the progress made, I'm very happy with. Okay, so the car, I have them, it's a 0% interest rate. We have our minimum monthly payment of $744.17. I started with $4,434.94 in June, or that's what we ended with. And we are now at $2,202.43. We're using a debt avalanche method for this. It's 0% interest, so we are not throwing any additional money at that. It should be paid off in December, which I'm super excited for because look at that car payment. I can't wait for that to be a part of my cash flow. The cell phones, they were about $1,000. Every month on our cell phone bill, it's an additional $100 to pay for our 3 cell phones. They are coming down nicely. They are $699.93. 2 of the cell phones should be paid off in February. The other one, I think it's more like September or something like that. But again, 0% interest, not throwing any additional money at it. Home security has stayed paid off. Now the HELOC, this is a line of credit, home equity line of credit. And for those of you who are familiar with velocity banking, it's where you use lines of credit to pay down the principal on loans. So you can save money on those amortized interest loans. And that's the strategy we're following. I'll leave my velocity banking playlist in the description box below, and also insert an information card if you want to see more about that. So that started at being paid off, but we're now using it to pay down principal on one of our loans. It has gone up to $17,178.39. Student loan number 1, it started out at a little over $3,100. This was the first student loan I have paid off. For those of you who have been following, I have had this bad boy since about my 2nd semester of freshman year, or some of the loans that were lumped in with this. These were some of my baby loans that I had as a freshman in college. And I started college in 2002. I graduated in 2010. I started college in 2002. So these have been with me for almost 2 decades, and they are gone, you guys. I had, before starting this, just settled into the mindset that you have student loans until the day you die. You just make your minimum monthly payment, and there's no hope of being free of them. And that is no longer my mindset. These are going to be gone. So student loan number 2, since we are using the HELOC to pay it down, the principal down on it, because there's a lot of interest that is accrued with that interest rate of 4.75%. It has an amortization schedule. It's a refinance I did about 3 years ago. So I'm pretty early into that amortization schedule, which is when interest is the highest, because the goal of those amortized interest loans is to make you pay interest, as much interest as possible, early in the loan. So that's why we really decided to use the velocity banking strategy with our HELOC on this guy. So when you add all those together, that comes to $60,910.87. Now let's figure out what we have paid this quarter. We have paid almost $10,000 with no extra money, just with budgeting. That is awesome. That is so awesome, you guys. It's seriously, it just feels so empowering to know that we can do it, like we're doing it. Okay, so now let's add up how much we paid in total. So this is the end of June, we paid $32,026.43. Now we're gonna add this, $96.86.81. Okay, that's awesome. That is a huge number since February. Okay, so $41,713.24 of debt that has been paid off that we never have to see again. Super excited. Okay, now let's see what that has done for our net worth. Okay, so these are all of our assets. I left them all the same because we are in the debt repayment side of this net worth equation currently. Can't wait to be more towards investments. We did leave our 401k as an investment, but we put a pause on our Roth IRA and our 529 plan. But you guys, even with doing that, so our Roth, because it's in stocks, you know, so it went down, but our 401k, it has gone up. And so with that, our investments have increased to $70,745.70. You can see right here, that was our investments in June. And this is the investments, putting a pause on it. I just left my 401k going, but even with the stock market issues, it's still increased. So I can't wait. Hopefully by next year, we'll be done with debts and can really start ramping that up again. Or, you know, we're considering real estate and things like that, but there will be definitely videos to come on that. Okay, so our house, I have an exact number this time. Last time I didn't even know. I hadn't even written it down. So it's $204,283.83 is our mortgage. I'm leaving all of these estimates on our assets, and I'll get a new estimate next year. But honestly, with the housing market, it's kind of ballooning. I'm not sure that I really want to trust a new assessment anyways. So I'm just leaving that there. And then I went ahead and just transcribed these down here. So our new liability total is $265,194.70. Our assets are now at $480,745.70. So now to figure out our new net worth, going to take that 480, 745, 70 minus 265, 194, 70. Okay, make sure I got these plugged in correctly. So cool, you guys. Okay, so our net worth has gone up to $215,551. That is the progress we've made in the last 3 months. My next quarterly debt and net worth assessment video will be in December, where we'll come back and see how much progress we've made there and what we're ending the year with, which fingers crossed, it'll be 50,000 is what we're going to be starting the new year with, having this number be in the 50,000s, which I cannot wait. Okay, everyone, that's going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and you want to join the family, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I would love to have you follow along with us on this journey.